Welcome back to Good Moms Bad Choices. I'm Erica.
And I'm Milah.
Happy Wednesday, bitches.
Happy
hoes.
Bitches and hoes.
Bitches and hoes and everything in between.
Happy hump day. How you feeling?
I feel good.
It's Money March, baby.
It's Money March. It's, first of all, wait, rewind.
Okay.
I feel really good because it's International Women's Day today.
Yes, it is.
And you know what that means, baby.
I do know. It means today's our birthday. Today is the Good Mom's birthday.
It's our 5-year anniversary. We have been doing this shit for 5 fucking
motherfucking years.
Wow. And what a testament that it lands today, an actual episode day drop on a Wednesday. Also that it is Money March. We're focusing on money and like really being able to reflect on the growth of this beautiful baby that we've nurtured and created.
Oh my God, so much growth. I can just see us in the dining room right now in my head. All the levels, all the angles of the dining room, the bedroom, everywhere. Everywhere you name it, we've podcasted.
I know. It's wild. And like even the releasing of our first episode, Sex, Apps, and Kids. If you haven't listened to our first episode, it's titled Sex, Apps, and Kids. And we didn't even realize we were releasing it on International Women's Day.
No, I don't think we did.
It was just like, we're going to release it on this day. And then I happened to like look on Instagram and it was like, it's International Women's Day.
And we were like, oh, perfect. That makes sense.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, this makes sense. I know. I mean, even that episode, Sex, Apps, and Kids, we didn't really record it thinking that it was going to be our first episode. It was supposed to be a test. And then we were like, I don't have another hour to do this. Let's just put this one out.
Yeah.
And I wish you would have listened to it before we came. Just genuinely, the growth, like personally, individually, like where we came from to where we are, it's crazy.
And like really having no expectation to make really any money. I still like think back on so many parts of our journey and like not really knowing or not really having any clarity on why we're doing what we're doing.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know why I asked you to start a podcast, to be honest. I mean, I know there was some sort of intention. I think I like wanted to just do something with somebody, but it wasn't like I had these big plans.
No, but we're gonna make all this money. It was just like, it's something to do. Let's do it. Like I think we were bored, lonely, desperate for change. We had no clear intention because it wasn't like hey, do you want to start a business with me? That definitely wasn't the first mind.
Yeah. And that's probably why we've been successful, honestly, because there wasn't this pressure that I think a lot of people put on themselves.
That's true.
To be super successful. Even now in this podcasting space, like there's so many podcasts now and, you know, we get hit up all the time about, you know, just how to start one. And I don't have the answers for that because there really were no rules here. I think like when you move with just honesty and excitement and just without like the hope to make $1 million in podcasting, like that's kind of the secret.
I think that is the secret, not overthinking it and not overthinking it, because one thing we didn't do was overthink it, and it was intentional, but it was really just like our only intention was to show up and tell the truth. We're like, hey, don't lie. Don't sugarcoat shit. And here we are. We've done a lot of things in 5 years, my love. A lot of events, a lot of meetups, a lot of new friends, a lot of trips, a lot of tears, a lot of community building. Literally, I'm just thinking of like Joshua Tree and fucking getting our hair braided and doing your eyelashes on camera while we were recording a podcast.
Oh yeah. And the kids like interrupting like all of our episodes and the elevator music and us recording on 2 iPhones and the drama of trying to get the fucking videos off the iPhone, editing
the Amazon microphones,
editing an iMovie, like putting up episode, like editing till 3 a.m. so that I could release the episode at 8 a.m. Like just so much. blood, sweat, and fucking tears.
And
making no money at all.
And we didn't really know why we were doing it. We just knew we had to keep going.
We weren't making $1.
No.
Not one fucking dollar.
No.
In fact, you guys, breaking news, we were lying about some of the ads that we were like placing in the podcast early on. They were our friends.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we did that.
What
was it for? Like model experience?
It was like model experience. It was vintage souls. It was like beauty blender. It was like a bunch of just random things that we just made up because
we were manifesting getting ads.
We were manifesting getting ads. So much lying on media kits because we knew eventually we'd hit those numbers, and we have like times 10. So congratulations.
Thank you.
On 5 years of dedicating yourself to this and sitting down every week to talk and reflect and grow and heal and push forward the collective.
Congratulations. Congratulations. We have come a very long way. We're not in the dining room. We're in our own studio. We have our book on the dining room table. I mean, not the dining room table, the table, the coffee table. And we just came back from Costa Rica from leading our 6th retreat. And we're wearing our merch.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't checked out our merch, we have a new drop. It's our first sweatsuit drop. It's super cute. It's a redo of our really popular Manifest University sweatshirt that we did a few years ago, and so we reimagined it. And I think I'm going to just model it because the YouTubes love the modeling. Okay. So if you're listening, go on YouTube right now. Okay,
we're modeling. Okay, let's see. She's wearing the full Manifest University sweatsuit. It's teal. It's pink. It's cute. It's uniformed. It screams spiritual sorority. And turn around. Oh, look at that cute butt. And on the back, get down. It says words or spells because they are. Now watch what you say. You should see her on her knees.
I'm on my knees.
Ooh, bend over, baby, so we can see how that sweatsuit really works. It stretches. It's good for work and play.
It is. It's super comfortable. You can still, shake some ass.
It's pigment dyed. I've been wearing it for like 3 days straight, so.
I know. I live in this shit. Me and Mila showed up to the airport in the same fucking sweatsuit. Like,
twice.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
We gotta represent.
We do.
So, yeah.
And you too.
Oh, also, I'm wearing our reimagined long sleeves heather gray, black as fuck, mom as fuck, and of course, fine as fuck tee. That was re-released on in Black History Month.
So yeah, that's our. Oh, and then this is the children's. Can't forget the kids. If you want to match with your mini me, we have the mini Manifest University. And look what it says on the back.
Aww, so cute.
I am magic because the children are magic and they need to always remember that. They're a walking manifestation, walking affirmation. So
these are our designs, by the way.
These are our designs. We are the designers.
We're the designer of all the cute merch.
People always are like, so who designed your merch? I'm like, us on Canva.
I'm the designer.
We are Canva artists.
I don't know why you're telling everybody our business.
Because they need to know that it's fucking, you too can be a merch designer. It's not like some secret shit. I think people look at businesses and they feel like things are unattainable. They think like even the success that we've had is unattainable. They think that like creating their own online store is unattainable. Creating their own retreat business is unattainable. Writing a book is unattainable. It feels overwhelming. It feels like something that you have to wait for. You have to get to a certain level in order to do certain things, and you will your dreams and will crash and burn waiting.
That's true. You can't wait. I think that's our biggest testament to like this is that we just did it and we didn't wait and we didn't let anyone tell us it was too much or the name was too taboo or the things we were talking about were too risque, and we committed to whatever we said we were going to do, and we did that shit consistently. Even if we didn't really know like the long-term goal, as it came up, we rose to the occasion, and like we were ready when opportunity came. And yeah, we manifested a lot of shit, and we sold ourselves high because we had like high regard for our brand and our business, even without the entire full bigger picture.
And that leads me to today's affirmation, which I think should just be commit to your shit and the money will come.
Commit to your shit and the money will come.
Yeah, just commit to your passions. Like, if you say you want to do it, then just do it, you know? And it doesn't have to be crazy. I think we like try to like overwhelm ourselves with these major goals and like these major milestones that we have to hit. And one thing I learned from my mom was just do one thing every single day to push the needle forward. Just one thing. It doesn't have to be the whole fucking thing. And this is something I've had to learn too, because I'm one of these people that like I get a lot of anxiety if like there's things left unchecked on my checklist that I feel like I could have accomplished in a day. And like I've had to release that. I've really like tried hard over the last few months to release that, because it does nothing for me. It does nothing for Jamila. It does nothing for anyone in my business by me like making everyone feel like everything is super important. Granted, there is a lot of important shit that's happening, but it's all going to get done. It's all going to get done. And I feel like my value has a lot of my value has been linked to how much work I get done, you know? And I think that's something that I think a lot of women, I think men and women, we struggle with. It's like our value is really linked to our productivity. And once we kind of release that, it becomes so much more stress-free. It becomes so much more enjoyable. And you start to realize that like no one was waiting for that thing to be posted. No one even knew it was going to get posted, you know, except you, bitch.
I mean, there's like this fine balance too, because like one of the greatest pieces of business advice we ever got was from Mel Robbins, and she was like, "Don't disrespect your business, and don't let anybody else disrespect your business." And you know, like this entire journey has been a lot of things, a lot of like learning about ourselves. I mean, and then learning about ourselves in this space, like as bosses and as businesswomen, and making hard decisions and making fucking up, and learning from them and taking L's and getting passed up on, and just like, and taking risk. Like, it's risky, and we took personal risks with this podcast because it's not easy to tell like all of our business and like be vulnerable. But you know, it's like what's the saying? Scared money don't make money. Mm-hmm. So it's just like this fine balance between respecting your shit and also like understanding that like shit always will get done. But you know, just like the journey of becoming a boss ass bitch in business has been it's not like always that easy. And even to this point, it's like it becomes even more anxiety ridden because there's more riding on the line. There's more people riding on you. There's more, like, it's just a higher price to pay when shit doesn't go as planned. So I've had to do a lot of like, I don't know, what were we talking about? Sorry.
No, I was just saying like, just, you know, I was just sharing that my value has a lot has been linked to my productivity and feeling like I have to get everything done all at once. Yeah.
Yes, and I agree. And I also think that we are very lucky that we found a business that also brings us like personal fulfillment. And I don't think it would have been as successful because like it wasn't about the value in the beginning. It was just about like needing to get something out, you know. I was like,
well, it was the value to us.
Yeah,
it was a value in how it affected our well-being, how we felt after talking for an hour to 2 hours with each other and then putting it out there. Because I think it really, like, we put it out there, we barely listened to it and just put it out, but I felt better after sitting and talking to you about whatever the fuck was bothering me,
right?
And then somehow that also made someone else feel better because they were maybe feeling the same way too.
Like the spiritual equity that it brought, the spiritual fulfillment that it brought, like leads and led to financial fulfillment, because there was like a bigger fulfillment that it was like holding and carrying. And I didn't understand it at first, but I think there is something, like we have conversations with our friends all the time, sometimes not as honest as us, but like also the releasing it into the universe. It was like, and now I'm letting it go, you know, and I don't care what anybody says. And even for me, because I'll talk about stuff or I'll think about stuff, but then I won't like ever think about it or pick it back up. It was a way to just be like, and there's nothing you could do about it. You know, like it's definitely been a factor in like self-acceptance for me, because it's just like,
For sure.
I said what I said.
I think there also came a point though in our business where we were like, and I think there comes a point in everyone's business, no matter what your passions are, if you're passionate about something and like you really actually want to, you know, monetize the business or really start to like, you know, enjoy the fruits of your labor besides getting messages from women that are like, me too. There was a moment, I think in our, I don't know, I think it was like year 3, which is not that long ago. And it was like December. And I think I said to you, like, we have to make money next year. And I think once we like flicked that on,
like, well, if we don't make money, what are we actually doing? Like, like what the fuck? Like, we're working hard, but for what?
Mm-hmm. But I think like, okay, we've established that we're here, we're with the shits. We're all about, you know, like sharing, elevating the community, supporting our community. They're supporting us, but like, what else? Like, how do we create even more value here? And I think like once we started really like taking time and space to really think about it, things just kind of started happening. I think we started to actually become more intentional. Whereas before we were just like, okay, it's because every week was like, we're just trying to catch up.
Keep up.
Oh my God, oh my God, it's another week. Oh my God, it's another episode. Oh my God. They told us we can't take any seasons. They told us that this is the best way to do it. So we you know, we got that advice early on with podcasting. And I don't know if that's actually like sound advice at this point in, you know, podcasting. Like
like not taking off any breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we certainly did it. And I don't know if that like killed us or like made us super committed, because after you've done it every week for 2 years or 3 years, you're like, this is not going to be the end all. Like, things are starting to cost money. We need to do this. And slowly and surely, like, I think as soon as you're right, as soon as we made that decision, slowly, like, honestly, like the biggest beginning for us of making money was like, yeah, we started to like create little small batch merch runs, but the book, and that was not something we seeked out. It like found us. And even that entire first year of writing the proposal of our book, like, we didn't know that there was like a financial gain on the other side. I don't really know what the fuck we thought. We were just like, let's write this thing. It took us a year to write. And then finally we took all these meetings. And at the end of all these meetings, our agents were like, okay, now you get to choose. And I'm like, well, how do we choose? And they're like, well, whoever offers you the most money. And we were like, what? Well, how much should they be offering us? I was like really looking forward to hearing whatever, like these numbers. And they're like, well, hopefully in the 6 figures. I said, bitch.
Why didn't you say that sooner?
I think me and Erica were on a call and we're like, what the fuck are they talking about? And sure enough, we got the highest bidder, and the highest bidder was Harper, and we had 6 figures, and we made a decision that day. This wasn't going to be the last of our biggest checks we ever got. Mm-hmm. And that was the only decision that had to be made. And literally, when we went to go write the book in Costa Rica, we created the Good Vibe Retreat on accident. Mm-hmm. And then that really shifted things for our business. And we grew that business in 1 year because we were really committed. I think once you do something like for no pay consistently for 3 years, like you don't have fear.
Yeah.
You're like, I can do this. I can do anything. Fuck it.
I did it for this long without money. Fuck it. Let's try and make some money.
Yeah. Like it was, and yeah. And here we are. And then we made 6 figures in the first year with that business because we said out loud, this is not going to be the last time that we do this.
I think there's something to be said too about the tribe. Shout out to the tribe and everybody listening. Like, you know, being able to speak to you guys directly and, you know, form relationships with so many of you. Like, we've done a lot of talking one-on-one with many, many of you. And whether that's in social, whether that's on our Discord community, whether that's you coming to the Good Vibe Retreat, whether that's you coming to our meetups, coming to our live shows, like, we've definitely like created bondships with a lot of people. And because of that, you guys kind of like do the work for us and spread the message. That's really like the secret to our growth.
Right.
Is like other people sharing us.
Other good moms.
Other people sharing us. And so I think that because we were so genuine and continue to be genuine in our commitment to you and commitment to creating spaces for you guys to feel safe, the community has in turn supported us in our dreams. And I think that there's no amount of money that can build that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say following, but just trust. And I think a lot of it had to come without money because it had to be really genuine. And I think a lot of people miss that step. They miss the step of like cultivating community.
Genuine community, not, like just genuine trust, genuine relationships
you
with
can't
people.
Skip over that part if your business is community based. There's no way to skip over it. I don't care how many fucking Instagram ads you run. I don't care how many panels you speak on. Like, the groundwork happens at the ground. And you have to build the community, and it takes time, and it takes honesty, and it takes commitment.
It takes for you to really be committed to it in order to build that. And like, yeah, I mean, even with each other, I think like even not really knowing each other in the beginning, and like the trust that we've built, I think the more we began to trust each other, the momentum grew, and like what we saw that we could accomplish together, it's just like, it's like a web, it started here, and that this friendship, even within the relationship with ourselves, we had to build like a certain kind of confidence and trust in ourselves to be like, let me tell the truth and not be scared, and then tell this other person, and then in turn tell all these other people, and it creates a space where people are like, oh, these crazy bitches are talking about what they did and that they smoke weed or they went to Coachella and did this or whatever it is. But it creates a space where that, like, this is not a place you have to come perfect. Like, this is just a place where you can come as human as you want to. And that has really created trust, because you've heard me cry. You've heard me fuck up. You've heard us cheat. You've heard us, like, you've heard all the things, like, and I am not one. I even sitting here and having this conversation is like, I'm not. I can't believe that I've been this vulnerable on like a public platform, because that's not really like, I'm honest, but it's not my thing to be like crying in public amongst a bunch of strangers that I don't know. But it's like, this is how genuine this space is, that we just like, there are times we really couldn't help it, or like, we're not trying to perform.
It's not performative.
It just is. So like, yeah, the community is really why we have grown, like, been so successful. And I'm so grateful. So grateful, because I realize like most of our community are not our personal friends.
But they've in turn given us confidence as business owners and entrepreneurs. Like, their support and your support has literally made me be fearless, has literally made me write these chapters in this book and say, fuck it. And for me, like, I feel like that's harder for me than it is for you. Like, I'm a little bit like, let me just wait, but like I said, when I sat down and wrote, my parts of this book, I said, like, I've only given parts and pieces, protecting certain people that I don't, I think about my daughter and just like, the things that she might, read later on in this book. I think about, my child's father and, the ways that I continue still to, like, I don't want to say protect him, but not give him power really was what it is in my voice and in my power in this space, because early on he wanted to he wanted to make it seem as though like the reason why I have a podcast is because of him, which, he did make me a single mother. That's a fact. Congratulations. But the tribe is what has made me feel safe and saying, you know what, I'm laying it all out. And I've laid it out here, but really writing it down has been like extremely powerful. but made me feel confident as like, this is my business. Like whether I say it or not, you know, and even creating the retreat, like me and Milah have never been on a retreat. Just like we've never started a podcast. Just like I've never opened up a podcast studio. Just like I've never written a book. Just like I've never been a mom.
Or I've never designed jewelry or
I've
clothes.
never designed clothes or jewelry. And like all the nevers, they don't scare me anymore.
I'm like, I could do that.
Yeah.
Every time I think of something that we don't have.
In fact, I'm like, never done it. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's try that.
Yeah.
Have you ever started a cannabis business?
Nope.
No,
never did that either. Fuck it. I think we could do it. Yeah. We just do a little market research. You know?
Never styled a shoot. Never made a deck. You know how many decks I've made for our various companies? How many pitches? How many times we've pitched ourselves for no's? How many fucking emails, LinkedIns that we've like just searched? How many lists of brands we'd like to work with? How many no's we've gotten? Like a lot. But I think just having clarity on what our brand was, and you're right, like the only reason we have clarity on what our brand was and that it's okay is that our community has said so. Like I said, we've had friends literally be like, I really don't, like I think that like Bad Choices is not a good name. And, you know, saying all your business is not likable or people are not going to be associated with it. And brands telling us we're explicit or like having titles like make cum taste good again. And what was the one with Kanye?
Make America Great. Oh, was that the one with Rachel Dolezal?
Yeah. Rachel Dolezal and Kanye. Some of our earlier on.
If you guys are just catching up on our show, I really want to encourage you to go to the beginning because, wow.
It's the wild, wild west over there.
It is it's the wild, wild west of podcasting. Not much has changed now, but I think we've just grown more and like we were saying a lot of outlandish shit that, you know, maybe one day will come back to haunt us. For example, how to tell if your man is gay or bi. 5 ways to find out if your man is gay or bi.
Because we're experts.
Because we're super experts in that, and that is super duper copacetic in this climate, this day and age.
I'm pretty sure it was like my idea too. I was like, I know. I've wrote down some ideas. How about this? The girls are gonna love this. And it was like such stupid shit. If we put this arm like this. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of things in there that probably are not going to be popular next year and 2 years from now. Are not popular right now, but honestly, we didn't start the podcast to become popular. We started the podcast to find our people. And I've just learned that our people are our people. You know, even going to the retreat, it's always a beautiful like example of like what a versatile like just community that we have, because I know, you know, we're obviously Black, and we've said, like, we talk about race, and we joke about race, and spirituality, and we make fun of a lot of shit because we're silly. But then, like, we go to the, like, retreat, and there's so many different types of women from so many different places, and it reminds me that everybody gets our sense of humor. It's fine. Everybody gets it, you know? Everyone feels included and safe.
Well, there's that, but then there's also women that don't get it, but then they keep listening.
Yeah.
Like there's been women that are like, you triggered me when I first heard you.
Yeah.
Like I actually really hated your voice. Your voice triggered the fuck out of me, but then I had to ask myself why, and so I kept listening.
Shout out to Dutch.
So I love that. I love those stories too, because it just really it shows that there is something of value here that keeps people coming back, even if they don't necessarily subscribe to anything that we talk about, any ways that we live, any ways that we raise our kids, any ways that we navigate our love lives, our relationships, but yet they still come back because there's something here that feels relatable, even if it's not relatable, feels maybe aspirational at times. And I think a lot of times too, that's part of the business too, is like, people want to be inspired.
I think people have this idea that there's like this, I mean, in ways there are this level of fearlessness, you know, because we are saying things that people usually don't say, and we're being like incredibly honest and all those things. But like, I am really, really scared about our book coming out. I am getting increasingly more anxious, and it's something different about like that black and white printed. You could turn the page and put it in my face, and I have to read it. Like, I'm really, really scared, and I'm anxious about it, you know. And I realized, like, damn, I gotta go like talk to people and let them know it's coming, and that I've said certain things, and like,
same. There's certain people I'm not going to talk to. You can just read it.
Yeah,
but there are certain people that I feel like deserve to know like what I've shared, whether or not I've already shared it on the podcast or not. Like, it's printed. Our book is actually out for pre-order now. Click the link in this episode description to pre-order our book. But yeah, it's printed and it's coming out, and I can't take it back. And I don't want to take it back.
I think the biggest lesson in this entire thing is like, feel the fear and do it anyway. Mm-hmm. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Like, I'm scared as fuck, but it's coming. Like, I get like all this shit is new to me. Like we said, we've never run a studio. We've never done a lot of shit. It's all new. You know, I've never had a team of 10 people. That's never happened. And like, it's just something that just like we've risen to the occasion. We never fucking put a podcast out, edited video, but we did. And I think like the biggest lesson of all this is like, if you want to do it, just do it. And stop letting fear like stop you from even starting. You've got to do the shit, and then once you get there, you'll figure it out. And I'm scared right now. I'm scared of yesterday. I'm scared next week, but I'm not gonna not do it. You know, like everything is going to be scary, especially the older you get. You have the stakes are higher. But one of my biggest things is like, I would hate to grow old and like about to be out this bitch and then have like have so much like disappointment about things I wish I would have done. That's my biggest fear in life, always has been. Is like, I would hate to get to the end of this bitch and be like, I shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah, I should have tried this. I should have tried that. I should have put that on. I should have just fucking said, I don't care. Or like, I'm going to show up this way. And I'm still working through those things too. Like, there's certain parts of who I am that I still feel like I could show up even more authentically in. And the fear is still there. I don't know. I feel like it's like a constant evolution too, because I'm constantly growing and finding out new parts about myself and
how to cope with them, how to cope with that, you know, how to cope with the fear and like live with it. I literally was like, do I need to call my therapist? But maybe shit, but like, it's the doing it anyway.
Yeah. There's just so many things too, like in this world too, that like they feed us and they show us like, hey, you can try this. Hey, you can try that. Like, want to try this? Want to try that? And there's certain things I'm like, all right, I'll try that.
But they also make you feel like you can only be good at one thing. You know, like even for, like I've done it. Like, oh, you know, I do this, I do that. I'm a dancer. I make. I'm a cook. I also, you mean like, oh, I could do your security. Like, you got to choose one, but you don't. You know, you could do it. You could do them all. You can make one business and make them all, and make it all make sense. It's not like no one can tell you what you're good at except you. And it's like, it's unfortunate that we think that we needed like a certain level of, I don't know, certification or title or success in order to say you're an artist or you're this or you're that. But like, yeah, you could be whatever the fuck you want to be.
You can. I do though think that you can't be good at everything all at once though. Like, you do have to like decide what you can.
One thing at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've definitely shifted a lot, but mostly we've been consistent as fuck with this, and then we're like, let's try this and see how this goes, and let's try this. But like, first, let's get a good grip on this, and the podcast has been like our rock, our foundation.
It has. I just feel like people look at certain people's successes and they think they're special. Like, they've been given something special, and like, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. And I think I'm here to say, like, there's really nothing so unique or special about me or Jamila. Like,
no, we are special and unique, but so are you.
We are, but I'm more so mean to say
we're not doing anything that you can't do or no one else can do.
Right.
That used to be my most annoying part of watching the award shows, when people would thank people and they're like, I just want to say that anyone could do this. And I'd be like, bitch, shut up. You're at the Academy Awards. But now I get it. I actually get it. And I think we are just so blessed that we realized early that our gift is just literally showing up as ourselves.
Yeah.
As weird, as fucking quirky, as triggering as it can be for some people. I know people hate when we say nigga. I'm sure there's a lot of shit that irritates us about people. Like, that's a part of being human. I might remind you of somebody. Something about me might, like, same with Erica. Like, there are so many factors, but it doesn't fucking matter. Like, showing up as your complete self is, like, I think half the battle, especially if you want to pursue a career in something that doesn't feel against who you are. I feel like if you want to feel like I think anything, when you follow your purpose, it's going to be so aligned with who you are. It's not going to hurt to get up and go every day. It's not going to go against everything. You know what I mean? Like, when we were at the retreat, I'm literally, like, leading a mushroom ceremony, and I'm topless, like, being super serious in a, like, sister circle, like, everybody, can everyone take deep breaths? I literally, like, I want to
we're both titties out
in the jungle, like, and, like, then the women are like, I think I need to get naked. I'm like, get naked, yeah. And I'm just, like, spreading sage around naked women while they're just so free in their bodies and comfortable in the jungle. I'm like, I did this. I sent out the siren to call these women to come feel so comfortable and so themselves that they said, fuck it. At 3:00 on the afternoon in the jungle, in the middle of the yogashala, I'm about to get butt ass naked and listen to these sound bowls with Milah and Erica. Mm-hmm. Like, had we not said all the weird shit we've done, told all the stupid stories, like, all the dumb shit, maybe someone would feel, like, weird about showing up and, like, doing these weird things. Like, you guys, we're, like, very weird women.
But we go through all the same exact shit as everyone else. Like, I bleed. Sometimes I pee on myself.
Oh my God. I totally freaked somebody out. I'm pretty sure everyone was like, I tried to, like, wait till like day 3 to get too weird at the retreat, you know, but, like, I really had to pee. Like, really had to pee. And there's so much grass everywhere. So I'm like, I'm not walking all over there. So I just gently walked my ass out the yogashala into the grass, squatted over the grass and pulled my bathing suit to the side and peed in the grass. And I saw someone look over at me like, huh. And I'm like, yeah, sorry. I'm not sorry, though, because we don't say sorry at the retreat, but I gotta pee. And it's the most human nature thing, but, like, my bladder is not as unreliable at this point. I don't know if it's because I'm 35, about to be 35.
Well, that's why you need to do Yar Lap. That's why you need to try Yar Lap.
You know what? I tried it a little bit, and it's so weird. You don't even feel it.
I know. No, because, bitch, last time I was in Costa Rica, do you remember when I was in the grocery store? And, like, you guys, this is really embarrassing. We're going off topic real quick, but I was in the grocery store at Costa Rica, and I don't know if it's because it's warm there or, like, I'm 35 now. I was 34 at that point. But I'm sitting and I'm like looking at bread, and I'm like, I look down and I'm like, what is running down my leg? And I realized that I was peeing myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like,
did you feel like you had to pee?
No. Like, that was the weirdest part of all. And, like, when I was out there, like, I was feeling like that kept happening. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like sometimes I've heard that there's, like, anxiety induced incontinence.
Oh, for sure. For me, mine is anxiety induced.
And I would like to think, like, I'm at my lowest anxiety when I'm in Costa Rica. However, at that point in the retreat business, we were doing absolutely every fucking thing, including holding space for, like, 50 women. So probably did have a little bit of anxiety.
Your bladder had anxiety.
But no, I've been not since then, but recently I've been starting to use Yar Lap, and, you know, I feel like talking about the pelvic floor muscle, like, women get really weird about this, but it's something that, like, we all experience, especially as you get older. You don't even have to have a child to have incontinence. Like, bitch, you know, if you sneeze and you pee out yourself a little bit, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you have to wear panty liners in your thong daily, you know what I'm talking about. And that really can fuck with, like, your mental. And, like, granted, I haven't gotten there yet, but I was not about to get there. And so I started using Yarlap, and literally I just like put it in, I read a book, and it does these Kegel exercises for me. It's actually, I barely feel it. And I ain't had no problems ever since, girl. Well, and in fact, my orgasms are much stronger because I have been also trying to, in this new year, my goal was to stop using vibrators because I'm a slave to my vibrator. Specifically the Rose.
Mine broke, so I'm fucked.
It's probably for the best, honestly. Like, I really love the Rose. Shout out to anyone who gave us one. But I started to feel like my pussy was getting desensitized, like, for real. I was like, when I touch my pussy with my hands, like, I would get frustrated. Like, the fact that it was like taking longer than I wanted to get there. So I've been really trying to focus on, you know, self-pleasuring, especially in school, in tantra school. Like, they're not telling you to use a fucking...
No, they're definitely
encouraging you to use your hands.
Yeah.
And I was cheating.
I mean, the thing for me, it's so crazy, is like there are so many things that women are trained to, you know, conditioned to keep up. You know, like get Botox, get all the highest skincare, go to the gym. You know, like all these things. You do yoga, all these things that we do to take care of ourselves, our hair, our nails, our skin, just to keep it like up to par. Taking vitamins, but we forget about our womb and our pelvic floor, and like these are the things that support us through our lives, birthing babies, having orgasms, like the most two important things that our bodies perform, and we don't think to do the necessary exercises, and like Kegels are one of them. It's not like we don't know what they are, we just forget to do them. And even like in tantra school, it's like a part of a lot of the meditations is like like holding in your Kegel floor and exercising and doing your Kegels. And so especially like for me, when I'll be holding pee, but like that very last moment, as soon as like I can see the toilet, my bladder's like, fuck you. and I'm getting like, I'm like, okay, I'm too old for this, right? Like, why am I peeing my pants a little bit? And hopefully I'm not.
Because you're not using Yarlap, bitch.
I know. I'm going to go use my Yarlap because I definitely sprinkle a little bit, and hopefully like that's another reason I've been wearing panties, because if I don't wear panties and I'm really fucked, and if I'm wearing a skirt or something, it's
a real thing. And women really like, I feel like women like really suffer in silence around so many things when it comes to, you know, our womb, our pussies, like whether it's the scent, whether it's how it feels, is it tight enough, am I peeing on myself, can I squirt, is that pee, like there's
does it look like that other pussy in
like,
the porn?
Is my pussy lips too long, are they too short, like, you know, is it like is
it wet enough, is it too dry,
does
it taste good?
But there is, I feel like, pussy upkeep, and we ignore it because we just are ashamed, or we feel like I'll get to it, or maybe it was just that one partner, maybe like he's just not pleasing me, and it's like, no bitch, your pelvic floor is falling.
And you gotta work on her. You gotta work on her.
Yeah.
It's like she's worth keeping up to, and it's not something to ignore. We are so trained to ignore our entire, like, beneath our belly buttons. You know, it's like you don't want to be too sexual, you don't want to be over, like, but it needs to be cared for. And it's true, Yarlap makes it super easy. So there's no need to like suffer in silence anymore. There's no need to ignore her. Like, she's a part of you. She's important. She deserves pleasure. And like sometimes like you need to put a little extra work
and
into it.
I'm here to say, I think once you start really acknowledging your womb, you become even more powerful in all spaces, including business, like including how you show up in your relationships, including just feeling overall empowered. I know it sounds crazy, like to kind of like blend those two things together.
Emily said from week 1, she said, I had a premonition that our power is directly connected to our womb, and we forget that. If we ignore our womb, we are not in contact with our power. We're ignoring parts of ourselves, and in one of the most powerful parts, you will forget your own power if you're not connected with her. And society will already make us do that.
I think even just like overall health in general, like, is so important when you are trying to be successful. Like, you can't expect to be able to really fully nurture your creativity, your ideas, your passions if you're not taking care of yourself. Like, you could, but you're not going to be operating at your highest capacity.
Now that we're at this point where we have so much shit going on, I realized like the importance of just taking care of my mind, body, soul, or else I'm not gonna be able to keep up all the work I've put into all the manifesting. If I get to this point and if I haven't cared for myself spiritually and in health, like I'm going to be fucked. I'm not going to be able to keep up with all this momentum because we are moving really quickly. And I realized like, okay, but you need to go have a seat and breathe. Oh, but you need to go you need to wash your face at night. You need to wear moisturizer. Okay. Like it's like, it's true. I'm like, wow, I'm an adult. I need to fucking moisturize my hands and my neck.
Well, I realize the spiritual aspect has been kind of missing in my life. We talk a lot about that, but like the dedication to my practices, I feel like has really helped me in the last few months immensely, especially even as a business owner. My patience and like my optimism, like it's just different. Like I was, we did this challenge with the Open app in January that really like set me up for this year. And then I continued to do it in February. And then I came back from Costa Rica and I went a few days without, doing my practices. And I was like, and then I meditated actually today. And I was like, okay, no, I cannot fall off. I'm not starting back all over again. Like, I am not doing this to myself. It's like when you start exercising and you get to a point where you're like, I feel good. And then you like want to fucking fall off and you have to start all over again. Like, that's the same shit when it comes to like the dedication to your practices. And was like, no, bitch, come back. And even today's meditation was whack as hell. Okay. I was like, I didn't meditate shit. I sat there. I did something. But it's okay. I know that like at least I dedicated that 15 minutes of time to just even if I was sitting in silence and my mind was going to this and that, I still sat down and said, okay, this is my practice and I'm doing it. And I think like you have to carve out time for those practices while you're trying to nurture and build a business. You can do without it, but like that's one thing that I'm learning right now.
It's really hard to do it later.
That's what I'm learning right now that's been super transformational. And just like honestly, like, yeah, believing in whatever it is what you believe in, whether that's God, whether that's whatever it is, like having an anchor is really, really important, because if you don't have an anchor, you don't have faith, then none of this shit is gonna work out.
It's so true, and that's hard as hell for me. Like to take time for myself and just to be like, you're gonna be happier later, because I get super anxious, and then I'm like, bitch, because you haven't carved out time. It's hard, but it's for you. You do it for your kid, you do it for everybody else. But it's like, how important are you to you? And like that's difficult for me. But I also realize, like, if I want to have longevity, then I absolutely have to do it, or else I'm going to fuck myself and I'm not going to be able to keep up. And my thoughts are going to move really quickly. And I'm going to be super anxious about if I told everybody in the book what I said and, like, all these things. And it's like, I've realized at this point, it's like, bitch, there's nothing, like, you gotta either, like, just step into it, or you're going to constantly be living in the present, living in the past, living in the future. And you're going to be anxious all the time. Like worrying about things that don't need to be worried about. Wasting time in the present worrying about shit that you can't change is a waste of fucking time. Mm-hmm. It's like a waste of your life, because there's always going to be something to be stressed about.
Always. Forever. Always. Like I finished my meditation and then I was like, don't look at your phone. Don't look at your phone, because you're going to get stressed.
And then I was there stressing
out.
I
waited like 10 minutes. And, my meditation kind of went to shit because we had a little hiccup today, and I was like, rah!
And I wasn't helping, like, hyping you up. And then Luna was hyping me up, so it's just.
Are you going to light that?
I was waiting for you to give me the lighter. I thought, like, if I held it, you would get the memo.
Do I have a lighter?
You had it. It was green. Oh, I have it. Okay, anyway. Do you have any other money and business advice you'd like to give the people for Money March?
Just whatever is of value to you. If there's something that you find valuable, other people will find it valuable too. You just have to figure out how to make it easily digestible. Like,
do you think we made it easily digestible?
I think there's been times, yes, I do, but I also think that there's been times where like we've overthought things, and that's one thing I know about us. Don't let us sit on some shit for too long. Like, we're not good at that. We're not good with those kind of things. We are really good at like quick, intuitive decision making. Like, if you let me sit with a decision for too long, I'm gonna over fucking think it, and then it's gonna get fucked up. Like you just, but that's not always everyone else's, way that they process things. I think when we had that reading with Erin Claire Jones, she's a human design expert. She came on our show and gave us our human design. I'm a projector. Jamila's a manifester. Mm-hmm. I realized that that's my superpower. It is. I always knew it, but I thought like, well, maybe I shouldn't be so instinctive. Like I should just, or what's not instinctive. What's the word where you like make decisions too quickly? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That word. But that's when I make my best choices. Like my first mind is always the best mind. So, find whatever you find value in, start there. Like if you're like, I don't know what my calling is. What do you find value in? What is it that like, what is a problem you're trying to solve in your everyday life? For me, it was like I needed someone who could relate to my experience. That was the problem I was trying to solve. That was what I needed. And so when I met Jamila, I was like, boom, that's it. I started there, and then everything else kind of manifested from there. Our retreat business has been wildly successful. We've only had this business for a year. 1 fucking year. People are like, you've only done it for a year? It feels like you've been doing this for years. I'm like, no, bitch, it's been 1 year.
1 year.
And we've made a great amount of money, that's been able to support us. It's been able to support our dreams. It's been able to support our kids. And, even more so than the podcast.
For sure. You guys, podcasting doesn't make you rich. Podcasting will not make you rich unless you're fucking Joe Budden and fucking, what's the other one? Joe Rogan.
And even like even Joe, like they have different legs to their things. They're making money while they sleep. That is the secret. You will always be working day to day if you haven't figured out how to make money while you sleep. I don't know where I saw that quote online or something, but it's true. You have to have multiple streams of income, or else you're just going to be a slave to your 9 to 5. Unless you want to be a slave to your 9 to 5. Some people really like that lifestyle, and that's cool. You're not a slave. To me, though, for me, I feel like a slave in that way. I need flexibility. I need creativity. I need to be creating on a few different realms in order to feel fulfilled. So that's how I feel.
I'm pulling all these crazy cards. I was trying to pull another one. Then this one came.
I don't know. She pulled the death card. But yeah, no, that's it. Just believe in your dreams. Find something of value. The money will come. Take one step at a time. Work towards your goals. One thing every single day. Make sure you take care of your mind, body, and soul. And your pelvic floor.
Most importantly, your pelvic
mind,
floor.
body, soul, pelvic floor. Very, very important. Even for the men's. You guys have pelvic floors also. You need to do Kegels also. And maybe do some semen retention to put that chi energy back inside of you, because some of you guys are really fucking depleted.
Edging?
No, not even edging, because edging at some point you release.
Oh.
I mean, don't come, nigga. Put that shit back inside. Let that shit go back to your brain. Maybe you'll be a little fucking smarter.
Maybe.
You know? So we pulled two. Is it tarot time?
I pulled the 7 of Swords. I'm going to read it reversed. Maybe this is for somebody listening.
I think you're trying to read it any other way than it could be.
The 7 of Swords often appears reversed when you feel like a fraud and are suffering from imposter syndrome. You may doubt yourself and your abilities. For example, if you've started a new business, you may ask yourself, who am I to be doing that? Know that this is fear talking. Get out of your head and trust that you have everything you need to make a new venture a success. Similarly, the Seven of Swords reverse can suggest that you're deceiving yourself, trying to trick yourself into believing something even though it is out of integrity with your true self. You may attempt to fool yourself that everything is okay when it is not. Now it is time to get real with where you are and confront your situation head on. As a card of inner deceit, the reverse Seven of Swords represents keeping secrets hidden from others. You may be harboring a dark secret that you hope will never be revealed. Keeping the secret may bring you stress and tension along with deeper feelings of guilt and shame. While the thought of confessing may be horrifying, it will free you from the negative emotions you're experiencing. First, forgive yourself, then confide in someone you trust. You will no doubt feel much lighter as a result.
So, stop lying to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Are you happy with where you're at? Also know you are capable. You can do it. You don't have to look at other people and seek outwardly and doubt yourself because you see other people's successes. That's super easy to do on Instagram. It's super easy to do just looking anywhere where you see people, getting the things that you want or you feel like you deserve.
I pulled the death card after it, and it says, death is probably the most feared and misunderstood of all the cards in the deck. Most people freak out, worried they will suddenly kneel over and die as soon as this card appears. Relax. The death card can be one of the most positive cards in the deck. After a period of pause and reflection with the Hanged Man, the death card symbolizes the end of a major phase or aspect of your life that you realize is no longer serving you. Opening up the possibility of something far more valuable and essential. You must close one door to open another. You need to put the past behind you and part ways, ready to embrace new opportunities and possibilities. It may be difficult to let go of the past, but you will soon see its importance and the promise of renewal and transformation. If you resist these necessary endings, you may experience pain, both emotionally and physically. But if you exercise your imagination and visualize a new possibility, you allow more constructive patterns to emerge. Don't play yourself.
Stop playing yourself.
You have anything else to add to the podcast, my love?
Fuck the fear and do it anyway.
Fuck the fear and do it any motherfucking way. YOLO.
Well, you guys hopefully know where to find us, but if not, make sure you go follow us at goodmoms_bad-choices. Check out our retreat. We announced our our next retreat, which is in a new location, Mexico. Vamos a Sayulita, Mexico. It's Pueblo Mágico. And Mexico.
You're high.
I know. And it's going to be amazing. If you have been thinking about taking a summer vacation with your girls, come through. If you need to find your tribe, come through. If you need an excuse to get away, come through. We'll be there. And it's always a vibe. So make sure you check out at the Good Vibe Retreat for those dates, or to click the link in this episode description. Please, 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 please go pre-order our book. Please.
Right now, just do it.
It would mean so much to us.
Please just
if you
go
did that.
do it. Thanks. Buy it for a friend too.
Yeah, buy it for a mom. If you're not a mom, buy it for a mom. Buy it for a new mom. This is really a book that I wish that I had prior to having a child, honestly. Not even even prior to having a kid.
Yeah. I wish it could have come in handy in a lot of points. Prior to having a kid, being newly single as a mom, it could have come in handy in a lot of points.
There's many points in which this book could have, I feel, helped me. But I made all the mistakes for you.
So give it to a friend. Save her.
I guess that's it. Check out our merch on our website and support two Black baby mamas.
Bye.
Bye.